movements to help you move and feel better. I'm an original strength instructor, so the movements I'm going to show you are based on this system. The movements are simple. I'm going to show you maybe a few more advanced ones today, ones that are a little more physically challenging, to show you how you can build some strength with these movements. But even though they're simple, they can be very powerful because we're working on the level of the nervous system, and the nervous system can change very, very quickly, as opposed to just working on the mechanics of the body, like trying to physically lengthen a muscle. What we're trying to do is actually get the brain to communicate better with the body. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a baseline. I always like you to pick a movement that you're struggling with or you're trying to get better at. Start the session with that, and then see if you've improved at it at the end of the session. So I will suggest 2 movements, although you can pick anything. You can either do a squat. Okay, so most people struggle with the squat. If you feel stiff or tight in this position, just know where you feel that. For me, I always tend to hunch in the morning. I get really tight in the upper back and the neck, and my ankles can be a little bit stiff. So you can choose the squat, or you can try toe touch. Again, most people struggle to touch their toes. You can just check out the range of motion, feel where you're tight, okay? So we're gonna start off at a cross crawl. It's just a simple march. Okay, we're just marching in place, and we're gonna bring opposite hand to opposite knee. Okay, so we're moving the body in this contralateral pattern, connecting the 2 hemispheres of the brain. Just keep the eyes on the horizon. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, keep breathing in and out through the nose. Great way to warm up for a run or a walk. Okay, if you want to make it a little more challenging, you can make the movements bigger. So bring the knees up higher, and try to bring the elbows to the knees. Okay, if you have to contort yourself too much to get into this position, just go back to the original. All right, and we'll shake it out. Next thing we'll do is we'll come onto the ground, and we'll do a little bit of diaphragmatic breathing. So this is the crocodile breath. So if you can imagine a crocodile lying on the sand, you can see its belly expand 3-dimensionally with the inhale. So we're breathing in and out through the nose. Just try to breathe low into the belly. Keep the tongue on the roof of your mouth. And you can feel, again, feel the floor giving you feedback. So if you're breathing high into your chest, you're going to feel your ribs poke into the ground. But if you're breathing diaphragmatically, you'll feel the belly expand against the floor. Again, really try to take the breath 3-dimensionally into the body. So I also like to focus on my lower back here, how it feels against my shirt. Okay, I'm trying to expand the vertebrae of the low back. And sometimes if I'm with a client, I'll put my hand or my hands on the sides of the waist to try to cue them to expand this space here. So just see if you can feel that as you breathe. And we'll go into a prone nod. So we'll start to work on neck mobility and the vestibular system. So we're going to bring the shoulders, the elbows, either right underneath the shoulders. If you feel tight there, you can always expand it out. Okay, you can bring that extension a little bit lower. And lead the head with the eyes. So I'm going to look up, and then I'm going to let the head follow. And then look down, let the head follow. Just go as far as you comfortably can. things will start to move better over time. We always want to avoid pain. So often people have pinching in the neck. Don't push into the pinching. But if you want to see why keeping your tongue on the roof of your mouth is so valuable, let it kind of dangle at the bottom. And notice how it really restricts the mobility of the neck. So top of the roof of the mouth is your tongue's home. And just try to keep your shoulders down and away from the ears. So we're propping our head up on the shoulders by pushing down into the floor. Now we're going to do turns. So just imagine there's a pane of glass underneath your chin, and we can't put our chin through the glass. So we're going to look right. See if you can find your foot, and then look left. See if you can find your foot. It's okay if your head's down here. That's just indicative of the mobility of your neck and your upper back. But over time, you want to be able to prop that head up. Okay, let your shoulders move reflexively with the movement. You'll feel your shoulder blades, you'll feel your spine follow the head. And that's, of course, what it does. It should feel good. If it doesn't feel good, adjust something. You only want to be putting good information into the body. All right, we're going to prop up, do a quadruped rock. Okay, I'll show you an advanced version a little bit later. We'll sort of do a bit of a flow. We'll come back. All right, so we're going to start with the toes curled under. If you can, get there so we can mobilize the feet. Keep the eyes on the horizon. Okay, big chest. Okay, and we're just going to rock back and forth. Tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. Keep breathing with the belly if you can. Rocking is soothing. The reason why we rock young babies is that it swishes all that fluid around in the vestibular system and it feels good. So this is a great movement for anxiety, stress. And sometimes I like to take it into a circular rock. So you're just going to imagine you have a Sharpie on your belly button. You're going to draw circles on the floor. Feels really good on the hips. And we'll draw circles the other direction. And then we're going to come down onto the belly, and we're just going to do half rolls. So half upper body rolls, because you get into a nice flow with these. So I'm going to look into my left elbow crease, and I'm going to lift my arm up, and just go as far as I can. But I'm going to try to touch it to the floor, and then I'm going to reach back across, and then lead with the other elbow. So we're just trying to make this as fluid as possible, using each vertebrae of the spine. And if it doesn't feel smooth, then you know you've got a little bit of work to do to strengthen the nervous system. We're just going to look into the elbow crease, just follow that elbow with your eyes, and the head will lead the movement just like it did in the nods and turns that we just did. Just a couple more. I'll show you an advanced version of the rock. Just try to feel the skin on the floor. It's a nice sensation. It's a little bit like a self-massage. And we're going to prop up to quadruped again. Okay, so you can go back to the original rock if you like. Okay, working on maybe push back towards the feet a little bit, and the ankles to mobilize the feet. Or you can try to lift the knees up just half an inch from the ground. Okay, we're going to keep the knees hovering the rock. Okay, a little bit more challenging. Definitely requires a little bit of strength. The shoulders, the core, and if you do these real slow, you'll feel the quads. Or if you do them fast, you can pick up the heart rate a little bit. Okay, and if that's too much, just drop back to the knees. Both are good. Both are equally good. All right, a little advanced version of the roll. So you can go back to the half roll if you like, or you can try the elevated roll. So the elevated roll starts in a push-up position, a plank position, and I'm going to lift my leg up and reach across my body until my left hand wants to leave the ground. And I come up into an elevated roll. So I stack the shoulders. And then to come back, I'm going to reach through my upper body until my lower body wants to follow. So reach the leg across and lifts. Reach down, leg lifts. Reach across with the leg, arm lifts. Reach down with the arm, leg lifts. So either version is great for today. If you want to build a little bit of strength in these movements, get the nervous system firing just a little bit harder, you can up the challenge a little bit. So try to keep the opposite limb on the ground as long as possible. So get a nice full rotation. All right, wherever you are, come back to your rock position. And we're going to go for the Lego rock, so mobilizing the ankles and the feet a little bit more. So heel, I've got my heel in line with my knee here. I'm going to keep my head up. And I'm just going to roll through my toes until my knee touches the ground. Keep the head up. Feel free to play with the knee angle to hit different parts of your feet. I really like to come out wide. I find that these sort of smaller joints of my feet like a little bit of work. And then we'll switch sides. Okay, and then to finish up, we'll do a crawl. I'll give you 3 levels of crawl that you can do. First level is the bird dog. So just imagine you're trying to shake somebody's hand, really reach for it. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Head is up, keep breathing in and out through the nose. Okay, next level is bring the feet up. So you bring the feet up and just balance on the knees, which really brings in a little more of a balance challenge. So you can stick with the original, or you can try this version. Or finally, if you want to bring it up another notch, you can go straight into the leopard crawl, which is knees up, head up. Just bring your knees just outside of the elbows. So keep the hips low and the head up. Try to keep breathing in and out through the nose. So 30 more seconds, whatever variation you choose. All right, shake it out. We'll finish it up by retesting our baseline. All right, hopefully you feel better. Hopefully you feel your body's moving a little better and you're ready for a great day. All right.